Indy Lights heads to Nashville this weekend for race 10 of the 2022 championship. And joining me now is Doric, New Zealand ambassador, Hunter McElrea. Hello, my friend.
Hi, mate.
Good, mate. Yourself?
All good. Yeah, just getting ready for another race weekend here. Little week off or weekend off and back to it. So looking forward to it. It's going to be crazy. It's been one I've been eyeing up for a while now, Nashville. I think when it got released in the calendar at the start of the year, everyone was pretty excited to get on that. And obviously the track is pretty one of a kind. It's kind of like a McElrea Grand Prix slash Baku type of track, American version, I guess. So obviously right in the middle of downtown Nashville. So it's going to be a good weekend, I think.
Well, back-to-back poles, back-to-back wins, different types of circuits, race and on an oval and a permanent road course, mate, on a tear.
Yeah, it's been good, mate. It's been awesome. It's to kind of be in the position I am now, second the championship, kind of the championship hunt now. So obviously he's still got a bit of a gap, but it's looking healthier than it ever has. So still got 5 races to go. A lot of points and offer, a lot of opportunities left. But nothing really changes. Just going to go out and execute like we have been, and continuing to enjoy it. You know, it's been an awesome stretch. I got my first oval pole win last round. Obviously, in the race, got a little bit lucky there. Thought I lost the win, got it back luckily. But it feels good to have some luck swing your way, especially after the start of the year. It seemed like everything was anything that could have fell my way or gone the other. Felt like it always went the other way. Just those little tough racing things. So you got to take what you can get in the sport. So I took it with open arms, and like you said, back-to-back wins, back-to-back poles. Doesn't get much better than that, other than the 5 races upcoming. Hopefully we can keep it going.
So you come second across the line and then you get given the race win. What's the number one feeling or emotion you feel inside you when you get told, knock, knock, hey, Hunter, you just won the race, bro?
Yeah, honestly, it's not as good as it feels like from McElrea, for example. I did everything was perfect. Everything was just on another level. And those weekends where you are just so much better than everyone else doesn't come around every weekend. And they just feel the sweetest. Especially my first win, the way we did it, for a lot of reasons. Mid Ohio was just the perfect weekend, which can't really be topped. But Iowa was awesome too. I really wanted to get an oval pole. I'd never had a pole on an oval or a win, obviously. I had a lot of podiums. But to get the oval pole felt mega. But to answer your question, yeah, it's a little funny because I just kind of accepted the podium, obviously, when I crossed the line. And then I kind of knew, obviously, that what Lundqvist had done something that was against the rules, obviously. Um, Dangerous driving or whatever the penalty's called. Just he made a mistake. Pretty simple. It happens in racing, and you're fighting hard for the win, and it happens. But I kind of knew when we pulled. Usually, the leader goes straight to victory lane and does the big celebration, there's cameras and everything, and it's pretty standard procedure, really. But I knew when we went into pit lane and he parked up early, they didn't let him go to victory lane, and they lined up the top 4 cars. That never happened. So I knew something was going on upstairs with the stewards, and I kind of had a feeling, but I wasn't sure. And they actually told me on live TV in the middle of an interview when I won. So it was a weird way to win, but like I said, you really have to take everything you can get, and I'll take it. It wasn't probably as sweet as a feeling of victory and triumph that Mid Ohio was, just because I want to win it on track. But again, it's definitely not a bad feeling at all. To win a race, it's never a bad feeling, no matter how it comes. So, still very happy. Still had a little celebration that night with the team, and mainly just how it put us right back in the hunt here. So, I think if we have a good couple of weekends, really start to apply pressure, it'll be looking better and better, hopefully, for the championship.
So Nashville this weekend, track that you've never driven on. It's a street track. How does someone like yourself prepare for this weekend?
Yeah, it's difficult because there's not very much things you can do when you've never been to the track, and the team's never been to the track, or Indy Lights as a whole has never been. It's been nice. I can look at a little bit of the IndyCar stuff, figure out which way the track goes, things like that. But it's going to be a lot of learning for everyone because, like I said, level playing field, new track for everyone. it's going to be a big learning curve. So I think the guy who adapts the best is definitely going to be obviously the one that's going to be looking the prettiest come Sunday. I think for me, I feel pretty good. It's been historically street tracks have always been strong for me. I really enjoy them. You really got to be trusting with the car and really get a nice flow. And I think Nashville is going to be probably one of the craziest tracks I've ever driven. Detroit for me was probably my craziest track I've driven so far. But I think in spots, typically the two bridges, and they say they have smoothed them, but last year they were crazy bumpy. So Detroit's kind of famous being the most bumpiest track really ever. But Nashville looks even bumpier in some spots. They're kind of smoother in others. So just feeling all that stuff out is going to be new. But you just do what you can really and prepare as much as you can when you feel confident enough in yourself to be like, okay, I'm ready to go. So kind of leaving no stone unturned in what you can control.
So 2 wins in a row, up to second in points, putting the pressure on Linus Lundqvist, who's in P1. How do you carry that momentum this weekend?
Kind of really not changing anything, I guess. It's nice, like I said, to be in this position. P2 in points now. It's good, to be kind of in the championship conversation. It's something I would have been really happy with, and I knew, I guess, it was going to come. You never really, I guess you never really know anything for sure on racing, but I knew when we kind of got on a roll, which obviously we have now, things are going to kind of handle itself. But obviously, pretty early, I think, probably earlier than I expected to be right up to P2 and putting the pressure on a bit. Obviously, like I said, it's still a fairly healthy lead he has, but it's about half of what it was. So, just to close that much in, I think really the last two races has been mega. So I think if I close the gap I did in the last two races, it'll be about 20 or so points heading into the last three races. So that'll be mega if it's like that. But you can't really focus on that. I haven't honestly thought about the championship at all the last two races, and I'm in this position. So I think if I start thinking about the championship now, it's not really going to help. I just got to kind of think race by race, doing the best job, scoring the most points I can, and that it kind of handles it. So it's easy to get in the mindset of starting to think about the championship, but ideally I want to be the one that's putting the pressure on Linus to be thinking of that. And at the end of the day, he still has more to lose than I do, and I have to kind of use that to my advantage and put him in positions on track where, he might back out earlier than me because he has more to lose type of thing. So it's not like being dirty or anything. It's just kind of that hard racing and using that kind of as your advantage where you can.
Well, a big weekend coming up, mate. Nashville, new circuit, a massive event. It was a huge event for IndyCar last year. So wish you all the best and look forward to seeing what happens, mate.
Thanks, Tommy. Good to see you, mate. And thanks to all the Doric supporters at home. Always appreciate the support. And you can follow along, I think, on IndyCar Live on the website. They have like a live stream link, which is pretty much just the TV coverage over here. It's all on IndyCar Live or Indy Lights live timing and on the website. So if anyone wants to follow along, it's all there, and hopefully we can continue the streak.
Let's go, bro.